about how I feel for once. I think I have been having doubts, but I'm still not really sure. I don't think I can trust my brain, so what the hell is it for? I never forget a face, well not on purpose anyway. One time I read that you should not believe everything that you read, so now I don't know what to think. And I'm still deciding if I can make up my mind. I know I'll probably have second thoughts when I finally figure it out. I feel like the whole entire world thinks I'm paranoid. They say never, but whatever, I just said it twice. Everyone's a contrarian, well everyone except for me. I forgot to remember to remind myself to reconsider everything. And I'm still deciding if I can make up my mind. I know I'll probably have second thoughts when I finally figure it out.
live. What is up, Comedy Hub? Welcome to the Jackie Mo Show. It's time for your hostess with most of the mostest. Give it up for your amazing host, you guys. It's Jackie Monahan.
Hi, everybody! I'm so happy to be here, and I am getting ready to do a show at the Crow tomorrow, and it's a themed show, so I'm gonna do some themed jokes. See if you can guess what the theme is, okay? All right. So I quit drinking, but I don't judge people that do still drink now that I'm superior. It's not why I quit drinking, but I started drinking really young because I was emotionally, physically, sexually so much better than everybody, like right out of the gate. That drinking was my buddy. And dating is really hard now that I'm sober. And people are like, why? Because you had beer goggles? And I'm like, no, because I had beer hearing aids. It's more what people say that I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. You might be an alcoholic if you asked 3 psychics if you were an alcoholic. That's me. They all said no, I gotta tell you. They said no. One said, just don't drink home alone, and to at least have weed once a month, because it was how I channeled. Oh my God, but no, and now I've been sober 7 years. And part of getting sober is I help other people stay sober. And the people that I help stay sober, they have trouble finding a higher power, which I do have a higher power. But my higher power, like some say God, mine's just higher power. And well, sometimes I'll say God, but it's not a man at all. It's like love energy. And I think that we all have our higher selves and our lower selves. So there's a version of me that's like with all that's benevolent and never hurts anybody. But it makes me laugh to think that I'm my lower self. Like, it's so funny to be like, I'm my lower self. Like, hi, I am lower Jackie. Like, I feel like I do so much good in the world, and to be like, I'm the lower self. It's like, but it's true. We all have our shadows. We all have our yin and yang. And part of staying sober is like getting rid of your resentments. And a thing that we're told is to get rid of our resentments, to pray or want for the person that you resent to have everything that you want. And it gets rid of the resentment. And I had really bad resentments against 2 people when I first got sober, so I did it. I did just that. But I know a million people that cannot do it. The thing for me was, one person was on their deathbed, so I knew they weren't going to get what I wanted. And the other person already had everything I wanted. So it didn't matter, I could do it. But I have friends and sponsees and such that just can't do it. They do not want to hope that the other person gets what they want. But I found a loophole. For me, at least, the loophole is I do want to have a spiritual awakening. So I sit and like hope that the people I resent have a spiritual awakening. The caveat loophole is some people can never have a spiritual awakening until they die. So it's a loophole! I'm really wanting them to have a spiritual awakening in the living, but if they can't, I'm kind of praying for them to die without praying for them to die. I'm praying for them to have a spiritual awakening, to really have it. So that way, because I really do want to have one. Every day I try to be more spiritually awake. And so I really do want it for myself, so I can really want them. And then it really does make me be like, oh, how great it would be if they did have a spiritual awakening. Like, seriously, Trump, imagine if he had a spiritual awakening. Like, how great would that be? But you can pray for him to have a spiritual awakening, and if we all pray hard enough, he might die. because he's not capable of to have a spiritual awakening. You have to be rigorously honest with yourself, and I don't think he's capable of that. But what if he was? It doesn't hurt to hope he has a spiritual awakening. It doesn't hurt, and it is good for you. We're not hoping that he dies. We're hoping he has a spiritual awakening. Anyway, are you guys ready? We have a guest host today. She is the producer of the show. I love her with all my heart and soul. Please welcome Annie Dies a Lot.
Me.
Annie, how are you?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Happy to be here with you today, Miss Jackie.
I know. I'm so happy to see you. The summer is like, it's interesting because I didn't have like these big summer plans, but I have really just been so busy. And you have been too. You went away, right?
Yeah, I've gone away a few times this summer. Yeah. I had a wedding I went to up in Montana last month.
Oh, wow. What part of Montana?
Bozeman.
How fun. Did you have fun?
Oh, I had a blast. It was so much fun. Jay, my partner, was in a friend's wedding, and we've known him for nearly a decade, but we play games with the dude. We never actually met physically. So it was our first time meeting each other for the first time. And it was like we'd known each other for years because, we've known each other for years. But but no, it was a blast. It was a blast meeting his family, and yeah. It was great.
That's so cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I performed at the Last Best. In Bozeman. Did you see that?
I didn't check out any of the comedy clubs while I was there.
It's a really cool comedy club, and so if you ever go back to see that guy again, go to it because the owners of it are really cool too.
Nice. Yeah, no, Bozeman was cool. I didn't really know what to expect. I'm a California girl.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
And we get up there, and I was first surprised by just how many out-of-state people in general hang out in Bozeman over the summer. I guess a lot of wealthy people from around the country have their ranches in Bozeman, So
wow.
We would park in parking lots. There's only about half of them actually had Montana plates. All the rest of the plates were from like Texas, Utah, California, Colorado, Nevada, like Idaho.
Huh. I wonder why, because you'd think that they would go to the ocean.
I don't know. I know Bozeman has just become a fancy place for rich people. You know what I think it is? I think if you have a lot of money and you want to, Bozeman has a very like kind of city California kind of vibe to it, right? There's a lot to do. And also, I think wealthy people, like there's a lot of land in Montana. So lots of land with lots of water rights. So there's lots of rivers that are running through. And I mean, hell, if I had millions of dollars, I would probably buy a ranch with water rights and not worry about the apocalypse.
Oh, true. My ex-wife has a cabin in Montana.
Nice. It's beautiful up there.
It was so beautiful. It's interesting. My ex-wife, who's still my best friend, I just went and visited her in New York City. And while we were together, she was always like, I want to have a house here, a house here, a house here, and a house there. And I was just like, okay, like, I don't know how that's going to happen, but like, okay. Cut to, she married a woman that has a house in all those places.
Oh.
She has a house here, two houses one in Manhattan, one out just outside it, so that they could be in New York and go to the country house, and they built their own country house. It's gorgeous. The view is spectacular. And they have a house here and a house in Montana, a cabin in Montana, and a house in Canada. So she really did it. She got it from nowhere. And she wasn't like trying to meet somebody with it. She was actually in a commercial, and the makeup artist is the one that has all that. She's a high-end makeup artist. Yep.
So you can get far just by doing makeup. Interesting.
Yeah, you gotta be in the union. You gotta be in the union.
Yeah.
The union.
Yeah. I don't have properties all over the place.
No. We will though. Now that I know, all you have to do is be like, I want it. Not I want it, but know that you're getting it. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is definitely the older I get, like I want to make sure I've just got some place for me and my loved ones to go to if the world crumbles, you know?
Yeah.
So I would totally buy acreage out in like Montana's nice. There's all kinds of places in Oregon that are nice. Lots of places north of California that are nice, have lots of water.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. I want a giant piece of property with water rights. Like I need to.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter what's going on around the nation. I can just go to my secluded property and that's it. That's
One of my dream. It's probably everybody has this dream, but my dream is I want a giant piece of property, same water, everything, tennis courts, everything. And it's a giant, humongous like house that I just keep adding to and adding to and adding to. And then there's a guest house in the back. And I live in the guest house. And all my friends live in the house. Mm-hmm. And they all pay like just a little bit of rent. And I pay the mortgage with that and anything additional that comes from that. And they pay barely anything. But anything additional that comes from that, I put into entertaining us. Like feeding us and taking us on trips, getting entertainment there. Like I just put it back in. That's my dream.
I like it.
I think that would be so fun.
Oh yeah, no. I lived in Oregon for about a year, and up in like southern Oregon by the Rogue River, and Belushi, Jim Belushi, he had bought this giant piece of property along the riverside, and he built basically a huge compound that he would open up on the weekends, and people could come and watch concerts, and it was
that's what I want. That's what I want. I think it would be so fun. Yeah. Because all my friends are so nice and creative, and I just think it would be really fun. But I feel like I have other friends that want me in their compounds. Like they want to put together their thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's so funny. So it'll be funny how it pans out. Whatever happens, who knows?
Yeah.
Or maybe all the compounds come together. I don't know.
Yeah, my dad and I just spent like an hour on the phone with my dad before we started the show. And we were just talking about life, how much you got to work to take care of different things. And like he's working his ass off right now. And so many of my siblings are also just like, everyone's just like, just trying to put food on the table, you know?
Yeah.
Like, man, just one of us. There's so many of us. I'm the oldest of 7 kids. All right. And like one of us just needs to like win the lottery and take care of the rest of.
Yeah. I saw a TikTok or Instagram where it said me knowing that my bestie is making enough money for both of us, and the woman's just like sleeping. It's funny. I always feel that way about my friend Jan. My friend Jan's hilarious, and she'll hit, right now she's hitting comedy hard, so it's really nice to see it, but because she's so funny, but she takes time off from it. And I'm always like, Jan's taking her time off it because I'm gonna hit hard, and then I'm just gonna book her all the time, so she could just chill. But now she's hitting it hard, so it's good. Because I'd kind of be jealous of her. I'd be like, oh, I'm jealous that she could just like not go after it with gusto.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, but she's killing it right now. I'm happy for her. You've met her, Jan.
I feel like I have.
She was my. We should put Between Two Urns on here again.
Yes. Oh, was she one of the voices on Between Two Urns?
Yeah, she was my aunt.
Okay. Hilarious.
Yeah, we should do that again. We should have an episode.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
Yeah, maybe once a month we'll have the urns on here.
Yeah.
Why not?
That we could totally
I could
do
have
that.
them over here. And okay, let's do it. It's funny because I was just about to throw away the urns, but I can't because I love it so much.
You can always digitize them too. Take pictures of them and then just add them digitally.
Yeah, that's true. True. It's fun having them there though, because they're like puppets, but they're urns.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna ask them. That'll be fun. As soon as I do my special, my brain is so creative, but I have to finish my special. I am doing my special. I'm working on a special. I'm very excited about it. But I have so many ideas after it. Anyway, so where else have you gone this summer that you had fun at?
Well, let's see. I went to my sister's house in LA a couple weeks ago.
How was that?
Oh, it was fun. It was just like basically an overnight. Jay had a gig at a comedy club in LA proper, and we needed a place to crash. He's like, "I'm gonna stay at your sister's." I'm like, "Then I'm coming too." So
Oh,
it's
fun.
just like we were there and then we were gone, but it was wonderful. She's not in LA proper. She's in San Pedro. Her husband works for the Coast Guard, so
Cool.
they have a house it's actually like Space Force housing, and so like all the streets are named like Orbit Lane, and
No,
yeah, it's really cool.
that's
So
heaven.
oh yeah, dude, it's really cool. And while I was there, I went with her. She was like, "You can totally stay here, but just so you know, it was like the last weekend before all the kids were going back to school." And one of her close friends was being relocated to a different base in a different state. So she's like, "We're gonna go to a party," and I'm like, "Okay, let's party." And so we went to a house around the corner, and it was just like a mash. There was just so many different service members. We had Army was represented, and there were Marines, there was Navy, there was Coast Guard, there was Space Force. There was all kinds of people there, all of them military minded, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, I just tore it up, man.
Did you feel like you were in Top Gun?
No, they weren't like, well, there were a couple that were hyper masculine and definitely like played a game and then high-fived afterwards, but
So you didn't go to the show?
no, I didn't go to the show. I chose to stay and hang out with my sister.
Yeah, I love your family. Just hearing about them, you sound like a really joyful family.
Yeah, I get along really well in my adult life with most of my siblings.
Great.
Yeah, it's nice. So my youngest sister, I raised from the time she was 11 through adulthood, and she's the one that lives down at the base. So I really like seeing her whenever I can because she's military. They move around every 2 years.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
hope they
really
stay
nice.
there. I hope they stay
yeah.
there.
Well, they're supposed to move next summer, but the choices that they have are between not staying there specifically, but basically staying there. They would move to a different house, and he would still be stationed at that base, but with a different job. So it could
Yay.
be that. It could be San Francisco. They could
That would
wind
be
up moving
fun.
there. Yeah, that's really close to me. I'm in Oakland.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that would be nice. Although I'm sure they'd be stressed because, like, I don't know, Bay Area is just kind of crazy. They might move back up to Washington State. That's not too far either, or Texas. At least all of
Texas.
it's like west
Yeah.
coast. It was really hard seeing them when they lived on the East Coast.
Yeah. What part of the East Coast did they live on?
New Hampshire?
Oh, did you go visit?
No.
Oh, the East Coast is so pretty.
Yeah, it's just expensive to get there.
Yeah, the East Coast. I just came back from New York City, but I went to New York State too. Back to my ex's, the beautiful. The land is just like it's probably a lot like Montana, but not the mountains aren't that high.
Yeah.
But the view is just so picturesque. But Yeah, it's different there because everything's green. Like here, I'm like, oh, we have greenery here, but it's not as green. It's so lush with green on the East Coast.
Yeah. Yeah, the farthest east I've made it is Chicago. That's the farthest I've gone.
Wow, yeah, you got to go to the East Coast.
Yeah. I know I was surprised. I've been West Coast my whole life. Like I grew up in California. I've lived in California, traveled to a few states that are all on the coast, you know. But I didn't know till I went to Chicago that I had curly hair, for crying out loud. Like the humidity was insane and my hair was huge. I was just like,
how cool.
What's happening?
That's cool.
I know it's wavy, but it's not curly. What's going on here? Yeah. I had to keep my hair braided down while I was in Chicago.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It was insane.
Yeah, I was just in Key West. It was really humid and summer, but it was fine. I'm happy everywhere I go.
Yeah. I'm a nervous traveler. I won't lie. My belly tends to roll when I'm traveling, but I enjoy it when I can. So.
Yeah, I don't really enjoy. I don't enjoy packing.
No.
I don't enjoy having to be at the airport, like all the things that could go wrong to get to the airport. There's a lot that I'm not like, oh, I love this. But actually being somewhere else is so fun for me. It's like being in a movie or, it's so much. It wakes me up. And then it always makes me appreciate coming back to LA, because LA is pretty great. California itself is really great. It really is.
I agree. I think it's funny. Different states are, Californians, liberals. I don't think we think about politics as much as other people think we think about politics. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I have found my whole life that people always want, people that had children, they were just like, have a child. And it's because they're suffering. They want you to suffer too. and when I lived in Manhattan, I had friends in Queens and friends in Brooklyn, and they were like, come move here. And I'm like, I live in Manhattan. No. I'm not. I just spent a lot of time in Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn and I love Queens, but if I can live in Manhattan, I'm going to live in Manhattan. But I feel like it's the same thing with California. Everybody picks on California, and we're just like, I'm having fun, no kids, no boroughs, just, and I just think people that are like, people want you to. I do have a friend right now. I hope she doesn't see this. I have a friend that lives in Chinatown, and she's just like, Chinatown this, Chinatown that. And I know she really, because I know this from my life. When people want you to move somewhere or want you to do this life change, it's because they are doing it and they hate it. A part of them hates it, and they want misery loves company. Like, nobody's like, you gotta live in Manhattan, because everybody's like, keep everybody out of Manhattan. It's already too congested. And the same thing with California. Like, we're just like, oh yeah, you don't like it, don't come here, because it's.
I just read like a really interesting news article today. It was about a woman who is incredibly conservative. Yeah, she's a red hat wearer. That doesn't necessarily make anything bad for me, but she's a lifelong Californian. She's from Southern California. And she had a bunch of family move to Texas a couple years ago. She's missing family really bad. Everyone keeps telling her how great Texas is. You should come live in Texas. So she packed up her family, her 2 kids, her husband. They all moved to Texas. And she was like, I got there, and I got to tell you, I didn't love it. And she was like, the weirdest part was people would find out that the first thing that I learned when I got there was that my tags were not welcome. Like the realtor was like, you got to change your tags. Nobody likes California tags here. Your plates can't be California. They got to be Texas. And then everyone that she would talk to kept bringing up politics. and not just bringing it up, but like, you have to vote this way. You understand this, right? And she was like, well, I do. Like she does. She votes red, you know? And she said after about 6 months, she was like, she couldn't take it anymore. Her whole family moved back to California. And she was like, I like California because, yeah, I know if you're looking at it from outside, it's a blue state or whatever, but we don't talk about it that much. Like we'll talk politics, but most Californians, we're not going to get all up in arms over it, right? Like we'll just
Yeah.
casually talk about it, you know? And
Yeah, it's true.
break up. Like my family is huge, and I've got people all over the place, politically speaking. And I think it's one of my favorite things about my family is like me and like my brother, for instance, he's pretty right, I'm pretty left, and we're best friends. Like I get along great with his wife and his kids, and I don't know. We're very chill about it here.
Yeah, for sure.
Most of it.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. It is really chill. Part of it probably is because we all know everybody is probably voting liberal, so it's not. But you would think that in Texas it would be the same, that they would know everybody was voting red, so they would be able to leave it alone.
Or also, I mean, I think it's interesting. We have so many. When you really talk to a person at their core, we all want the same things. It's just our ideas as how to obtain those things. A
Yeah.
little bit different.
Yeah.
But like everybody wants, doesn't matter if you're liberal or you're conservative, everybody wants a roof over their heads, stability, they want safety and security, and they want the ability to live their life how they seem best. That's what everybody wants. Literally everybody wants that. It's just sometimes, like I said, our ideals and our paths to those.
That's a beautiful way to put it. I love that. Yeah, people from both sides think that they're trying to take that away from them when we just want to divvy it up equally.
That's all. Because there are definitely, listen, I'm that there's some people that don't think that transgendered people should exist, but there's also people that believe that maybe how you think shouldn't exist too. So
Yeah.
just let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But nah, it's been.
I think I'm a big believer in be the change you want to see.
Mm-hmm. Be the change you want to see, and if things aren't exactly how you like it, chill.
Yeah.
Like, oftentimes no one's out to get you specifically.
Yeah. I remember I was married to a woman, my ex-wife at the time, and I worked in the biggest restaurant on the planet in Manhattan. It was in the same building as Sirius Radio.
Okay.
And next door to it was Fox News.
Okay.
And so some guys from Fox News lifted up my skirt and they got kicked out. Yeah, it was really bad because we had to wear skirts. Anyway, but that wasn't the story I was going to tell. The story I was going to tell was everybody was pretty liberal, all of the servers. One guy was from Texas and a Republican, and he was anti-gay, and everybody hated him. And one night I couldn't sleep. I was just like tossing and turning, like I was so mad at him and his beliefs. And it was weird, like I finally got to sleep being like, you know what, I'm not gonna, because I kept being like, I'm gonna say this to him, I'm gonna say that to him, I'm gonna say this. And then I was just like, I'm going to be really nice to him, and then he can be like, wow, Jackie's gonna burn in hell, but she's so nice. And that's just what I did. Everybody else was so mean to him, and I was just like extra nice to him, and he ended up going back to Texas, obviously. But I know, like, I know somebody was like, fucking lesbians, and he's probably like, I met a really nice one. Like, I don't know. So I always feel like, just arguing never goes anywhere because people don't want to hear the defensiveness.
Yeah.
They get defensive. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. If I get defensive, that's where they're like, see?
Yeah. Well, also it's surprising. Like I said, my family's huge. I definitely have some incredibly right-leaning people. I have some incredibly conservative Christian family members. Like my father, for instance, super old school, super religious, and his belief system teaches him that homosexuality is wrong. All right, like. So his belief is that it's wrong, and his belief is that transgendered is wrong. However, he has worked with so many gay people and transgendered people. And while he might have that belief, he does not treat anyone of that nature poorly. He's friendly with
That's
everybody.
beautiful. Yeah.
And I have other family members that are the exact same. Like their personal religion, they believe that it's unnatural and wrong. However, doesn't matter. Like they're gonna treat everyone how they want to be treated. And I feel like that's what's missing right now.
Yeah, because that is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works the other way, being really nice to people who are going to vote against your rights.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, yeah, just talk to people. Don't be defensive. Talk with them.
Yeah.
Chill. And just treat people with respect. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
And you can believe what you want to believe. And guess what? This is America. You can go home and believe it all you want to. You just can't be a dick about it.
Yeah. Believe what you want to believe, but don't be a dick. I like that. Believe what you want to believe, but don't be a dick. Believe what you want to believe, just don't be a dick.
That's right.
I love that.
It's not hard. It's really easy, you guys. It's really, really easy.
It's really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Be the change that you want to see. Yeah, I think it's funny when I talk to really conservative people, especially when I wasn't married, because I know they're like, while I'm talking, in their head, they're just, all they're thinking is, it's too bad Jackie's going to burn in hell for the rest of her life. I can tell that's what they're thinking.
It's funny. Now, my dad and I were talking, and it has come up before. How do you live with it, Dad? Like, because he knows I've been honest with my father about my own personal journeys, so he knows that I'm not a believer. In fact, I'm a straight up atheist, right? I don't believe in any higher powers.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't think you're going to burn in hell over that, and I'm like, explain it to me. And I thought this was very interesting. He was like, the religion that I believe in tells me that not everyone can know God, right? Just because personal, where you are in the world, is Christianity even a thing? Will you ever even be exposed to it? He was like, and he believes that God shows himself or themselves in a multitude of ways, and you don't have to even know what Christianity is to see it and accept it and become one with his God without even being aware of it. So he doesn't sit around thinking, oh, this person's going to burn in hell. He's not sure if he's like, he thinks that I'm still saved.
That's good.
He's
That's
like,
great.
it's because your relationship with the universe is good. He's like, I believe you know God, just you don't know that you know God.
Yeah.
So
And
there
it's
are
interesting.
some Christians sitting around thinking that you're going to burn in
That's
hell.
good.
They're just like, you just don't know that you know God.
I like hearing that, because when I hear Christian, I do think that to be honest, my sponsor is Christian. My sponsor, for those that don't know, I'm in a 12-step program and we have sponsors. My first sponsor was not an artist, and she didn't understand. I loved her, and I got sober with her, and she was amazing, just like the most gorgeous woman ever, and just like not on social media, just very diligent in the program. And she was a nurse, but just like drop dead gorgeous. And she wanted me to get a job too. And I was like, I can't, like, I need to do comedy. She didn't understand, and she never came to my comedy show. So anyway, I ended up meeting my now sponsor, but my now sponsor lived here. And she's a musician. And then she got an opportunity to move to Nashville to do music. And she went with her husband, and they both have turned Christian. And they're both voting for Trump. Actually, my sponsor can't because she's Canadian. But she's married to her husband. She should be able to vote. I guess she has to get...
She has to have...
Good, because she would vote for Trump. Good, because she would vote for him. But I was like, I need a new sponsor. I flipped out for... I was pretty calm, but I really did, like... I flipped out for a while. Like, people were like, you know, because she was liberal. And the fact that she shouldn't even have told me, because in our program, we're not supposed to talk politics. So I wish she just didn't even tell me, is the problem. But, so I spent a week really mad and saying to everybody, I got to get a new sponsor. And cut to the time that we meet every week. I was like, hi. And I think I still am going to leave it open to find. You can have as many sponsors as you want. You're supposed to really have one, but whatever. But I'm open to meeting a new one here in LA and to still keep Soraya in Nashville, because I mean, I feel like she's been widely brainwashed, but now what I'm getting at is I feel like she's like, Jackie's gonna burn in hell for her beliefs. And you're like, I don't like thinking that I'm talking to somebody who thinks I'm gonna burn in hell for life.
Yeah.
But it matters what I think. And I know I'm not going to burn in hell for life. I know I'm not going to. So it's fine. So it doesn't matter what she thinks. But it's good thinking. And maybe that's something I can talk to her about and be like, do you really? But I kind of like just don't even want to know. Yeah. I just like her. I like how close she is to God. And I like how much she knows the program. And I like her availability for me, and I always feel better when I talk to her. Yeah. Except when she texted me that she was voting for Trump. She thought it was funny because I had posted a thing about Kamala, and she just wrote to that. I hope you don't mind your sponsors voting for Trump, but I can't. I'm Canadian anyway. She thought it was funny. And I just lost my mind. I was like, wow. Anyway, but now I'm fine. But I was going to say something else to that. Oh, so I've dated people and been married to a person who's atheist. And I lived with a guy for 4 years that was an atheist. And both of those people, even in my recovery, are way better people than me. Like, if I didn't have a God, I would run amok and go crazy and try to get away with things all the time, where they are just genuinely kind people. Like, and one time a woman was walking without an umbrella and it started to pour, and Anne went around the block. We were late for something and I gave her an umbrella. Like, I wouldn't even have noticed. Like, but she doesn't have a God. She doesn't believe in God. Yeah. But she's just kind as hell. So it's like an inherent God. And I think that with you too. You're just where I need one, because I will spin out of control if I don't. But my God,
my biggest reason why I refuse to hate on religions. Yes, you can use religion to be terrible sometimes, but I genuinely believe that there are absolutely people out there. God makes their lives better, or religious fulfillment, or believing in a higher power, or having someone to talk to. Like it definitely makes some people better. In fact, I do think a lot of people right now really need at least church or faith or something to believe in. Yeah. I think it's interesting. Like right now, Christian, I feel like that's become almost like a dirty word, because when we use the term Christian, we're all thinking about someone in a red hat, a Confederate flag. That's not Christianity at all. That shouldn't be it. And it's helped so many people. So, and I've seen so many people have such an amazing relationship with their God, right? Like it fulfills them and it keeps them going every day.
For me, it's like, it's second to nothing. And for me, helping other people strengthen their relationship with God. But I don't have a religion at all. It's just me and God.
Yeah.
Like and God's not a man. Man, God's not like in the sky. God is just energy, is just love. And so I have a relationship with that. And yeah, like this morning, I took people that, I've seen since they just got sober, and now they've been sober 2 years, and we talk about a higher power, and it's really beautiful. And they're helping people stay sober. And one of the guys is actually helping homeless in LA. I helped him get sober, and now he's working. It's a company called Amity, and he has different people he's assigned to, and he helps them get off the street.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily drinking, it's just like helping people choose themselves and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. And I've helped a couple people stay sober that didn't have their children, and now they have their children, and they don't believe in God, but they just believe in the goodness, focusing on the goodness. I try to break God down as like palatable as possible. Like God is a tree. God doesn't, and like I believe God doesn't care if you call God a piece of shit. My God does not care whatsoever.
Yeah. Like like I said, I'm not religious. I'm atheist all the way through.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even.
But you're a good person.
Conscious. Well, yeah. I think it's because I believe that, not necessarily an entity, but I believe that there's always something bigger than me. And for me, that's other people, right? Like, I think that's part of what makes religion amazing too, or not even religion, but having a relationship with God or with the universe, is just understanding that there's something so much bigger than you, and you're a part of it, and you get to contribute whatever you can, however you can, but there's something bigger. And I like knowing that. I like knowing that I have so many people to care for. I was so mad when I heard that JD Vance thing about the single ladies with childless cat ladies have no stake in America. And I'm like, that's funny. I'm a childless cat lady, and let me tell you what, I would do whatever it takes to make sure that like my nieces and nephews have amazing futures. I would do anything for my friends. Like, I have so much stake in this country, and it's because I believe in something bigger than myself. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what I believe too. I just believe in something bigger than myself.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's a good way to be.
Yeah.
I think if Elon Musk should try that sometime.
Yeah.
So should Donald Trump.
Yeah. Let's pray for them to have a spiritual awakening.
Yes. Everyone could use a spiritual awakening from time to time. Even people that don't believe in a God. We can all, spirituality exists with everybody. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I think if you didn't have it at all, I mean, we know what that looks like. Those are people that kill people, serial killers and stuff. That would be me. Without God, I'm Mallory Knox from Natural Born Killers.
No. I haven't watched that in forever.
I saw it 3 times in the movie theater. Ooh. I loved it so much.
I love it when they go looking for the snake.
Yeah. I made a video of me being like Mallory Knox. Can I send it to you and put it on, or will it be too hard?
Oh, it might be too hard. But if you send it to me for next week.
All right, we'll do it next week. Let's do it next week.
Mac Dave, Also, hey, Mac Dave, what's going on?
Hi, Mac Dave.
He just told Laughing Larry AI, bruh, you need Jesus.
It was just like last year that I was like, I still don't talk to Jesus, but last year I was like, oh, is Jesus real? Like, I really thought that was all baloney, and now I'm a little bit like, oh, maybe Jesus is real, but I don't know how to use Jesus.
So I think Jesus 100% was a real person. It might have been several real people. I don't believe in the mythos of Jesus. I don't believe it was like the God incarnate. I don't think that, but I definitely believe that there was a dude that people referred to as Jesus that went away promoting love your neighbors as yourself.
Yeah,
that went around.
That's what I'm starting to learn, and it's really beautiful. But I would love to utilize Jesus, but I don't. But I heard that Jesus's name was not Jesus; it was Yeshua.
Or Yeshua.
And that there was a woman Jesus, and her name was Ashira.
Yeah.
And that. Yeah.
I definitely think that Jesus might not have just been one person. I think it may have been the mythos of several people. But no matter how you slice it and dice it, when it comes to the Christian mythology and belief, Jesus was absolutely real.
Right.
I mean, even Islam acknowledges him as being one of the biggest prophets of all time.
Jesus. Oh, I'm going to talk to that motherfucker. Oh, my holes. I love being irreverent because there's no doubt in my mind that they don't give a shit if I'm irreverent towards them. What they care about is that I help people find a God that don't have a God. Find a love and an energy or whatever.
Yeah, the way I utilize Jesus is, like I said, I don't believe in the mythos or the God aspect of it, but philosophically, dude was dope. Like his message for the world was of peace and love and acceptance. And I mean, I can get behind that. I was raised super Christian, so I have read the Bible multiple times through and through. And yeah, Jesus's teachings are my favorite. I
went to Catholic school. I read the Bible through and through too, but I didn't believe a word of it. I was like, this is bullshit. This is crap. I didn't believe any of it because I saw them weaponizing it. Yeah. Like I never weaponize God. I'm never like, God's going to punish you if you drink. Like, God doesn't care. God does not give a care. What God cares about is... It's nothing. Like, God, because we die and just go to God. But you feel better. These people that drink, that do meth and stuff like that. Like, that's what I'm dealing with. Like they need a higher power because meth is so strong and makes them feel so good. They need something to make them feel so good. That, so giving them a weaponizing God will make them use, because they'll be like, God's mad at me anyway, I might as well use. But
I'm going to go to hell.
Yeah.
Instead, they need to know that there's something out there. If they need a God, it's because they need to know that there's always a place for them to go to. Like it should be a place of respite. Like they should be able to confide in their God, have conversations.
Yes,
be a power for real. Them if they don't want to do meth. Like God is going to hold conversations no matter
with
what.
God. God's there no matter what. And oh God, I watched this special on opiates in the Mormon community, and all these people in the Mormon community are getting addicted to opiates. And so the Mormon community is coming up with their own AA to help them. They won't let them go to regular AA. They have to go to Mormon AA, and that's what's making them do the drugs in the first place. Like, I really want to kick the door down and be like, these guys need to go to regular AA. They need to have a God that's not weaponizing. It makes me so mad. Look how mad I get. Like, I really want to go there and be like, you're killing them. You're killing them.
Yeah. Just be there and help them.
Yeah. Weaponizing God is so bad.
Well, it's been throughout, human history.
But Jesus didn't weaponize. Didn't weaponize God.
But convincing your entire nation or group of people to believe in the same thing, it's really easy crowd control.
Yeah.
Everyone believes they're going to go to hell for something small. It's going to be easy to manipulate them.
I believe we're in hell. When we choose, we're not in hell. I believe that we have a choice here to be in heaven or hell. And, but I believe when you die, you feel how you made other people feel. So, you and I are just going to float through it all. But Trump is going to really have a lot of pain. And Hitler had a lot of pain when he died.
I hope, but
yeah. But then you get to just be. But they're the biggest change agents. They make. Whether anybody likes it or not, Trump has created a lot of positive change by the backlash against him.
Yes.
There's been such great change on the other side of it.
And I don't know.
So many people are political now. Kids are voting now because of it.
Gen Z is coming out.
Yeah.
I don't blame them either. I can't even imagine what it's like to be a kid anymore these days. There must be so much of letting go of certain things that I never could have. When I was a kid, when I was in school, we did not have live shooter drills. That wasn't a thing. Now, I've got nieces. I've got a niece that's going to graduate this year, and she doesn't know a life without those drills. All of my nieces and nephews are used to those kind of drills, and I think if that's a kind of drill that you have to have regularly, then maybe your attitude towards life itself is going to be pretty apathetic. Because I don't know, things do need to change. So I'm ready to see what Gen Z.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm the same way. I think they're going to do some really great things.
Yeah.
That'd be a funny sketch of, I don't know how funny it'll be, but an active shooter out somewhere, and the only people that are standing are Gen X people because everybody else knows how to duck and cover. Everybody knows how to duck and cover. It's all Gen X. What do we do?
Also, that just the words that they use, man. I'm very curious as to see what it's going to be like when we get our first Gen Z representatives talking about how they have all the riz.
Yeah. I think it's going to be good. I have hope for them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they've already created so much good change.
Yeah, it's exciting to see.
They love each other. They seem to love each other, and celebrate differences.
Yeah. Yes, Mac Dave, skibbity. That's another big word. Skibbity.
Skibbity. What does skibbity mean?
Skibbity? Well, it's a meme, skibbity toilet. And I gotta be honest, they all seem to use it in such a different way. My youngest nephew just goes, "What the skibbity?" What the fuck? So I don't know. It's just a.
Ooh, I need nephews. Oh my god.
Yes.
Well, skibbity us. We didn't have time for face off, but I had so much fun. This is a great conversation, I think.
Yes. Thanks for having me this week, Jackie.
Thank you. I've loved this conversation so much. It's been nice to catch up with you and to talk about what's good in life.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do it again, hopefully soon.
Yeah, hopefully Lisa will be here too. And we can look forward to some face off. That's what we called it, right? Jackie's face off?
Yeah, Jackie's face off.
Okay. I can't wait. All right, I love you.
Dance on. I think the music's about to come up. There it is.